it's Rebecca. Thank you so much for joining me for today's video. Today's video is going to be my finale for my A to Z project Pan. This was a collab with the Fantastic Ladies group on Facebook, and we did this in 2018, and a lot of us liked it so much that decided to do it again in 2019. Basically, the whole point of this project was to pick a makeup item and match it to a letter of the alphabet. So I am very excited that I was able to finish this project 2 months early. The last time the day that I actually finished this project was October 25th. That's when I used the last of the remaining items that I had. And so I'm very happy to have finished early. I don't know what else I'm gonna do for the next 2 months. I know I have a couple of project plans going on right now, but maybe I'll be finishing those maybe a little bit early also this year. Who knows? We'll see how it goes. But for now, this is the finale for this project. I'm very excited, and I'm going to start with the first 2 items that I was working on since last update. So since last update, I did have 2 items left, and that was for the letter A. And for that was this Anastasia Beverly Hills concealer. This was in the shade 2.0, which was a little bit too dark for me, but I was able to use it up completely. This had a little bit of a dip at the beginning of the year, but it wasn't significant at all. So it took me about 10 months to use it up. This is a very creamy concealer, and towards the end of this project, I kind of started using it as, not as foundation, but I used a generous amount under my eye, and I kind of blended it out onto my cheeks and onto my eyes, my eyelids. My skin has been really good, thank goodness, so I haven't really need to use a foundation. So this is all I was using. I really enjoyed it, and I would consider purchasing it again. I'm on my no buy is over, but I haven't really felt like buying anything, so maybe I would buy it in the future, but I don't see myself like repurchasing it right now. The other letter that I was working on was the letter I, and for that I had gone with this ColourPop Super Shock Shadow in the color I Heart This. That's what it says, and this was a silvery eyeshadow. As you guys can see, this was all done. This was brand new when I first started this project, and I have a ton of other ColourPop eyeshadows, and I'm very excited to start playing with them since this one's finished. I was worried that I wasn't gonna be able to finish it, but I'm glad that I did. So once I started focusing on this one, it went really fast. I used it with a cotton tip applicator. Sorry, a sponge tip applicator. Cotton tip, that sounds kind of weird. But I really enjoyed it. And I'm gonna continue using the other item, the other ColourPop Super Shock shadow that I have in the same manner. So real quick, guys, I'm going to give you a recap of all the items that the other 24 items that I finished during the duration of this project, and I'm going to go in alphabetical order. So for the letter B, I had gone with this Bombshells in Bloom body spray by Victoria's Secret. Really enjoyed it. I enjoyed pretty much every single scent that Victoria's Secret has. So I don't know if it's available. I know the scents change every now and then, but I would consider repurchasing it. For the letter C, I wanted to hit pan on this Maybelline Super Shock Shadow, no. Maybelline Color Tattoo in the color Tafas Taupe. And I did hit pan, and this is what it looks like right now. I hit pan on this, I can't remember, maybe 4 months ago. And I just kept working on it, and that is all I have left. So I am very happy. Most likely I'm going to be rolling this over to 2020, and hopefully for sure I'll be able to finish it, but that's that one. For the letter D, I went with an eyeliner from Tarte in the color Deep Amethyst. It was a really pretty purple color. I couldn't sharpen this anymore, and this is kind of like hollow on the inside, but really enjoyed it. These are my favorite eyeliners, but unfortunately they are discontinued. For the letter E, I went with this Estee Lauder, the Smoother Universal Perfecting Primer. This is a mini. It was kind of like your typical silicone face primer. I liked it okay, but I don't think I would repurchase in the full size. For the letter F, I went with the Fenty eyeliner. This is the Fly Liner in the color Casan Black. This is a liquid liner with a felt tip. This worked okay. It's not waterproof, so it did run on me. I wouldn't repurchase this unless it was waterproof. If you don't care if an eyeliner is waterproof or not, I would recommend this one. However, if you do have a problem with your eyeliners running, I wouldn't necessarily recommend this one. For the letter G, I went with the Stila Glitter and Glow. And as you guys can see, this was in the color Smoldering Satin. I don't know if you guys will be able to see, but I was able to get down to like all the way down here. And then as you guys can see, I kind of cleaned it up on the side. But the lowest part that you can see through the packaging is around right here. I did take out the stopper. Woo! I haven't opened this in a while. And that's what it looks like on the inside. The glitter is all dried out. I have another one of these, and I think I'll wait to take out the stopper until I can really not get anything out of it. Just because I felt like once I pulled out the stopper, it dried out super fast. So we'll see how the other one works, but for now I use this one up. H, I went with a lip balm from Herbivore, and this was this real pretty glass container. As you guys can see, this is all used up. Really enjoyed this lip balm, and I would consider repurchasing it. For J, I went with a mini from Marc Jacobs. This is the eyeliner in the color Blacker. I've had this for a while. It was already kind of drying up, and I hear that that's an issue with these, that they tend to dry up if you don't use them right away. I don't think I would spend the money on one of these though. For the letter K, I went with a Kate Spade mini perfume. This is the Walk on Air like mini. It's a dabber. Smells really nice. I would consider purchasing this in the full size. It smells very fresh, not offensive at all. I really enjoyed it. For the letter L, I went with a Laura Mercier tinted moisturizer. As you guys can see, I squeezed as much as I could out of this one. This one's really nice. I would consider purchasing it again. It's very lightweight. I really did enjoy it. It has medium coverage. I liked it. For the letter M, I went with a Milani blush in the color Luminoso, one of my oldest blushes, and I was able to use it all up. I still can't believe that I did, and I really miss it. Once I started using it every single day, that's how I was able to finish it. I kind of regret not having a backup, but I have a ton of blushes. I'm pretty sure I can find something that is comparable to the shade that this one is or was, but really enjoyed it. I've heard that the new one is not quite the same, so, but I mean, like I said, I have a ton of blushes. I'm pretty sure I can find a close dupe to this one. If you guys know of a dupe, let me know. Maybe I have it in my collection. For the letter N, I went with an Urban Decay Naked Skin Foundation. This is a powder foundation in the color Light Warm. As you guys can see, or I hope you guys can see, I used it up, all of it. There's nothing here. I do have another backup of this one, and I will definitely be repurchasing it because I really love it. I think it gives really good coverage, and it keeps you really matte for a long time. So really do enjoy it. For the letter O, I went with the highlighter from Becca in the color Opal. I went through this one super fast. I actually went through 2 of these, but in this project, I only had this one. I really enjoy it, and I'm glad that I have tons of backups. These little minis come in almost every single kit, so I'm very happy to have it. For the letter P, I went with the face powder. And for that I went with this L'Oreal True Match face powder. This is my favorite Holy Grail powder from the drugstore. This is in the color W3. I love it. It's very finely milled. It doesn't make you look cakey. It keeps you matte. I love it. I will always repurchase it. For the letter Q, I went with a Clinique Chubby Stick highlighter. This is in the color like One Hefty Highlight, and it's all gone. It doesn't roll up anymore. Used it up. It's an okay highlighter. I've used better cream highlighter, so I wouldn't recommend this one or repurchase. For the letter R, I went with a Laura Mercier shadow stick in the color Rose Gold. And that's what this guy looked like. I ended up using this one as a facial highlighter just because I felt like on my eyes it didn't really pop anything. It didn't work good for me as an eyeshadow base or anything, so I used it as a facial highlighter. Worked okay. I don't really care for it. For the letter S, I went with the Sephora Taint Infusion Foundation. This is the last Sephora foundation that I have. I had purchased like maybe 4 years ago. I purchased like 8 or 9 of these. And finally, I used the last one up. This has been discontinued for a long time. I bought it on clearance when I like super stocked up. And I'm glad that this is done. This is an oil-based foundation. So towards the end, it started kind of separating, breaking down around my T-zone. I really enjoyed it at the the first time that I started using it, but now that I finished this one, I realized it's not my favorite, and I'm glad that it's done and out of my collection, and I don't ever have to deal with it again. For the letter T, I went with a what is it? A Tarte brow mousse in the color medium brown. This is what it looks like. It's all finished. It's kind of quite a bit of a deep tub, jar, whatever you want to call it. But I really enjoyed it. This is one of those that once my no-buy finished, I did repurchase this because I love it. I'm so glad that I have it in my collection. It should be coming in the mail soon, but I love it. I highly, highly recommend it. For the letter U, I went with an Ulta lip liner in the color, what color was it? I don't know what color it was. I think it was called Delicate, but I didn't like it. The color was pretty, but the packaging is super, super like cheaply made. The pencil itself broke a lot. It was hard for me to get a nice like pointed tip, because if I sharpened it too much, the little tip would break off. If I didn't sharpen it enough, my lips would scratch on the pencil itself and it would hurt. The bottom part of the thing fell, so it was a pretty color, but because of the packaging, I wouldn't repurchase. For the letter V, I went with another body spray, but this one is from Bath & Body Works in the scent French Lavender. There's a V in lavender, and used it up. Like I said with the Victoria's Secret one, I love pretty much almost all the scents from Bath & Body Works, and I do have a ton of backups, not necessarily in this one, but like Bath & Body Works body sprays in general, so I will always repurchase. For the letter W, I went with a WhatsApp highlighter from Benefit. I have another one still as a backup. Hopefully for next year I can finish it, but this has been one of my favorite cream highlighters that I've used. Very easy to use. I go through these fairly quickly, and I do enjoy it. For the letter X, I went with an eyeliner from Buxom in the color, it was like a bronzy color. I can't quite remember the name, but this is all that I have left. I couldn't sharpen it anymore, but it was more of a brown with like gold glitter. The glitter wasn't really noticeable in the eyes, only when you saw it or when you swatched it on your skin, but I have used Buxom eyeliners for a long time, and I really do enjoy them. I haven't purchased one in years, so I don't know if they're still available, but I would if they were. For the letter Y, I went with a lip balm from the brand Yes To. This was in the grapefruit scent. I really enjoyed it. I would totally repurchase. And lastly, for the letter Z, I went with a Bare Minerals Marvelous Moxie lip gloss in the color Trailblazer. There's a Z in Blazer, and as you guys can see, I used this guy up all the way. I took out the stopper as well, like I always do. Really enjoyed it. I used it super, super fast. Comfortable formula on the lips, and if I didn't have 1,001 lip products, I would repurchase. But there you go, guys. Those are the items that I finished in the A to Z Project Pan Challenge for 2019. Very, very excited. I did pull a post on Instagram. Sorry, I kind of forgot. I couldn't remember if it was Instagram or a Facebook video. But if I should do another A to Z, or if I do the 20 in 2020, and you guys voted for 20 in 2020, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take a break from doing A to Z 3.0 for 2020, and I'm going to do 20 in 2020, which I don't think it should be a problem because it's less than the A to Z. There's 6 items less, so I'll be picking items that I think will take me longer. That way I don't finish the project too early. So stay tuned for that intro sometime in December. Thank you guys so much for joining me in this journey for the A to Z Project Pan, and I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you later. Bye.